buzz through another buyer tour. Hopefully. Yep. I've never seen it do that before. How fun. Okay. Well, let's see if this will allow us to continue. And it doesn't look like it is. Oh, yeah. So again, doing the search, for properties, I'm still going to do this quick draw just so that I can get some properties up quick. It's looking right now, it goes to the MLS. It's going to find every listing in that circle in the square, or certainly if I did price range, in a zip code, whatever. I'm going to quick grab 3 of these properties and say, those are the 3 that we're going to see. Basically, someone said, I want to see 3. We're going to see these 3. This is all about, what can I send to the folks? Do I send them 3 printouts from the MLS? Like, hey, here are the 3 listings we're going to see. How can I do this? So I'm going to hit continue, keep my fingers crossed. Oh, goodness. It's actually quite annoying. Oh, here we go. It's actually going to let us do it. So click the 3 listings. Here are the 3. It puts them in an order. So you'll see 1, 2, 3. If I wanted to change the order, I can. Obviously, if we're starting at 1, if they lived near 2, I might start there. So I could literally just change order and just move this one down and just say, okay, now we're doing this. So now you'll see we're started at 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to save the order. So this is actually, in a second, I'm going to kind of show you what you send them, and what it looks like, to them when you send it. So I'm going to just say, okay, that's good. We're going to keep that order right there. I'm going to hit continue. And so besides the hiccup, I chose some properties and I verified the order. And right now we have a presentation created. So this is what you can send to your folks if they look at it on an iPad, a laptop, a desktop, or their phone. 100% compatible all the way through. So the idea is, okay, so they're going to look at it on their phone. They're going to have their phone with them on Saturday morning when we look at these houses. They will literally be able to, see this presentation throughout. They'll be able to see every piece of info, every picture, whatever they want to see from every house that we're going to look at. So let me hit this view. I'm just going to see, and this is what they see. So when they open it up, presentation's ready. This is where the picture would be in the background. So if I did add a picture on that very first page, it would be right here. So if it was the background, if it was a house or any sort of picture you wanted to, it would be there. So otherwise, it's just a dark blue. You'll see it's branded to you. Here it starts the 3 properties and the direct, so we're going to start here, we're going to go here, we're going to go here. Here are the 3 properties. So you'll see when I hover over one, it's this listing. When I hover over the picture of the house, you'll see the 1 kind of gets highlighted. So they know exactly, this is completely live for them. If they click this satellite button, this is what they see. And they can, of course, expand in and get closer to this house, get closer to this house. How close are the neighbors? Does it have a big backyard? They can see all of that within this presentation. Next page, just the 3 listings, all the info, every picture, all the way across. Next page, similar, but it's side-by-side comparison. So as they're looking at this, they see all 3 houses, just get a feel for it. And as they're scrolling down this, all the info about those houses, you'll see the pictures stay static. So this property has 4 beds, this one has 5. Again, how big's the lot? They don't have to scroll back up. Which house was this? So again, just kind of a neat page that, they can see when they do this presentation, all the way down through. And then it's just, status comparisons, just another page where they can look at, all the price in days on market and stuff. And then home pages, price and days on market, and then a graph showing, the prices in where they are. So last page, again, just your page. Again, because it's live, if they are on their phone and they hover over or click your phone number, they call you. If they hover over your email, they can email you. They can go to your website, all from this page. So again, it's just think about it as a way to stand out. So again, do you send 3 PDF printouts of the 3 houses from the MLS and say, hey, these are 3 houses we're going to look at? Do you hand those out on Saturday when you meet them? Like, hey, here's a printout. They can have all this info on their phone. You can email it to, 2 people, 5 people, however many you want. So they all have it. So again, just this was the easy one to grab, the buyer tour, but think about this type of presentation if you did a CMA for someone. So again, just the thought about, doing something a little different, standing out. I love the interaction piece, in how they see it. So I'm actually going to come back here and then just another thing with this whole present platform is here at every page. If I didn't want, the price and size and the days on market, because it's just like, they can see all the info in the other, I can just hit this and the page is gone. So, you can make this look however you want. So if you just didn't want those last 2 or last 3 pages, mark them out and they won't see them. So they'll kind of see the tour in the side-by-side comparisons. And that's all you wanted. So again, completely customizable. What you can also do is add a page. So if you were to add a page, and I'm just going to hit create new, and so you can completely upload a PDF. So if you had as part of your, hey, this is who I am, or in today's world, if you had your buyer agreement as part of it, whatever, you can upload a PDF page, but you can also just build a page. And the idea behind this building a page is, say you wanted to add a page with a video about Gillette, Wyoming. Maybe I'm coming in from out of town. Maybe you wanted to add, top 10 things to do in Gillette, just whatever. So you can actually add pages and, even create this, presentation or make it even more valuable or potentially valuable, to whoever you're sending it to. And again, think about that working with a buyer, for a buyer presentation or a listing presentation or a CMA, you can really customize this, and every page would be live. They right within the presentation, they can click a video and just watch it and then scroll to the next page. So again, it's just a great way to, to show value, to show, now more than ever, if one agent said, here are 3 listings on PDF printouts and, whatever, and you sent this, obviously you have a chance to, to stand out in a buyer or seller's eyes, showing that you work a little different. So Issues aside with the platform for a little bit, any questions on Present? I'm going to kind of ask this again. Has anyone used it or tried to use it? In any questions or comments about it?
When you go to hit send, does it text it to them, email it to them? How do they receive it?
It will email it to them.
Okay.
So they simply, open up that email, they can on their phone, and soon as it comes up, all they see is this, the the presentation. The platform's still a little quirky, so I don't know if it'll come back. But the presentation I scrolled through, that's all they see. Obviously, they don't see these pages and things like that. So it's a very clean presentation once it's sent to them. But again, they can make the map bigger. They can do the satellite thing. If you added a video or a second map, whatever. So here's the send, and you can send a copy to yourself. So you can uncheck that. You can send it to multiple folks. You can put a message in there and then send it. No, because I clicked it 3 times, it's going to keep coming up. So, but yes, and again, hopefully I can get back to Present. The 5 different platforms. So your listing presentation, you can bring in 10 pages of PDF if you have one. You can bring all of those in. They're just static pages, but you can add 3 videos to your presentation. You can add a map to your presentation. You can add whatever other pages you want to your presentation. So you can mix, if you have something PDF wise or in PowerPoint or whatever, you can bring that over, but then you can add, additional pages to that presentation. And then your heading is going to be there. The last page is going to be there. So it kind of adds to it. So any other questions about Present or any comments? I know it's quick, and I don't know if we're going to do Present as a full session, but I think we're going to do Engage, and I think we're definitely going to do my website next. But we have that schedule. Hopefully you guys have seen it for the entire quarter. But we have some possible dates we can add into there. So if you guys want, like, hey, let's go through Present, let's go through it for 45 minutes, not 10, that type of thing. You guys just let Ashley know, because I'm wide open to helping or doing whatever you guys need or want. So just kind of keep that in mind too.
Awesome. Thank you.
Absolutely. So let's click on Engage, and I guess at this point, cross our fingers. Okay, I think we're getting there.
Hey, Wayne, just a quick question. I don't know if you have any insight. So for me, one of the phone numbers is wrong on that, first initial page.
Yeah.
Jenny changed it yesterday, but it still is showing that old number. Should I just give it a day or two and check back, or?
Yeah, they say it can take 24 hours. I say it doesn't usually, but if not, just do a quick support ticket.
Okay.
And they'll refresh the whole page. So
okay, perfect.
It happens with me, 10% of the time where I have to do a ticket to refresh it. Most of the time it, kind of just feeds over, but definitely may give it through today, but then do a ticket if it's not refreshed.
Okay. And then, so I know we had said like all of these changes have to be done through Jenny. Is there something they can change where the agents can make the changes, or is that how it is with every office?
Yeah, really, it's when I say Jenny, just because if if the phone number is wrong, when you see it here, the phone number is going to be wrong. If you do a flyer in text area, the phone number is going to be wrong, like a lot of places. So,
Right.
So the reason for doing it with Jenny is that it's fixed across the board.
Yeah, I just didn't know if there was somewhere, if there was something to change where I could make like, I didn't know if it was something you could turn on or off or, make it where then agents can edit that, or if that's just how all the offices and systems are set up that
Yeah, it's
all of
really
the
just,
admin.
actually the agent in that case could actually change their headshot if they wanted, because
Right.
that's something. But again, the old
Otherwise, that's
the
just
old
kind of how it
headshot's
is.
going to be wrong in other places. So it's really just how
Gotcha.
it's set up. So our back office platform ERA wide is
Yeah.
Dash, and Dash
Okay.
feeds the info to texting to all the tools across the board. So it's really, that's the reason. So it's not, it's not, we don't trust you or what, it's just, one place feeds a lot of tools and platforms and things. So
But
changing
it's
it.
not like then I can get access to Dash or this agent can get access to Dash. Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of the
Perfect.
admin and we control, so the system doesn't crash. I mean, that's everything. Like Dash is ERA. It's how people get paid. It's how we may pay
Right.
other using other platforms, but it's the core. So
Okay. Good to know.
absolutely. So now we're in Engage. So Moxie Engage, and Moxie Engage is the CRM. So the customer relationship manager. So it's a database. And obviously you add folks into here and then you do things with the folks. You send them campaigns, you can send them neighborhood news, things like that. So, they do have this dashboard. You can see stay in flow. So stay in flow, and you can adjust these on the right. You can see if I wanted to do, my to-do list up front, it'll literally change. So whatever. But just so you know, this stay in flow is actually AI driven. So if if you get 100 people in here, 500 people, whatever, keep an eye on this stay in flow, because it's based on activity and in open emails and things like that. So it's just kind of cool to know that that's there. And then just goals, sales flow, my listings, things like that are in this dashboard. So the idea is obviously first is adding people. So if I go to people and just my people, maybe. So the fact is if I
Here.
go to add people, I can do a single contact and I can import contacts. So obviously, if I have 500 people, I'm not going to, I don't want to, I'm not going to enter them individually. So you can upload an Excel spreadsheet with hundreds of people on it. And then after that, you can add, a single person you met today, or at an open house, you want to add the folks that came in, then you can just do it, single at that point. But of course we can do import contacts. I'm going to click this real quick and just show you guys. So the idea of it, some of you guys may know, but the idea of exporting contacts and importing contacts is different with every platform. So if I go to my Gmail and export, there's going to be a spreadsheet with 200 columns on it. But the fact is I want the name, the first name, the last name, the email, the phone, maybe their address, like whatever info I can get. And I don't need the other 200 columns. But if I export from, my phone, then it's going to be 50 columns. So the idea is I need one spreadsheet with everyone's first name, last name, phone, and email on it. That's what I need. So wherever I'm pulling this info from, the MLS, my social, the email and the phone, like I'm going to pull everyone out, build this one database. So just so you guys know, when I clicked import contacts, right here is this, it's in blue. It's a download this CSV file. So if you
So
click,
Wayne, sorry
what
to
it's going to
just,
do, what's that?
I just said, sorry to interrupt you real quick.
No.
Just so when from Alex's training, the contact spreadsheet that you would have created from that, if you guys did that, then you can download this file and copy and paste everything
Correct.
into there.
Correct. And I'm sure you know, I don't know, Ashley, if you would be the one to help, like, you know, this is easy for some folks. It's a little tricky for some. It's nothing wrong with it, but you know, it can be a little tricky to understand it. You know, so if there's someone in the office that can help, or you have a, you know, I always say the teenage kid at home or something like that, you know, they do this so simple and easy and make it look easy. But yes, this CSV file, it's going to say first name, last name, email. It's going to have a lot of columns. But if you, like Ashley said, if you take yours and copy the first names and put them in a column in this, and then copy the last names, you will be able to upload this CSV file right to Moxie in seconds, because it's in the format that Moxie's looking for it. So it's in, you know, maybe your spreadsheet is last name, first name, phone, email, and the spreadsheet Moxie wants is first name, last name, phone, email. And having it in that right order will allow you to bring it in seconds. So, you know, so
Hey,
that's the idea. It's
Brian,
just,
is a CSV, is that what's like, do you have to have a particular program to,
it's Excel.
okay, so if you don't have Excel,
I mean, I think Google will do it, you know,
okay,
but it has to. So when you say, like, you know, you have let's say an Excel spreadsheet, if you just
Mhm.
save it, it's just in an Excel format. It's just the way it
Gotcha,
saves.
okay.
If you know, but when you go to save it, obviously, you know, there's a list like, hey, how do you want to save this? You can save it as a PDF or whatever. There is one in there that is CSV, so it's comma separated value. So I need
Oh,
it to
okay.
be, and it's the format that it saves it in. So you can't just upload a regular Excel spreadsheet or a Google spreadsheet. It has to be in that CSV file format, to be able to. That's if you export, that's what it's going to be in. It exports in a CSV file, and it's what it needs if you're going to import it somewhere.
Okay, so when I'm in my Excel thing, but then where do I click on to import?
Did you download that CSV file?
Yes, file export.
So once you have the Excel spreadsheet done and again in this format, so when you download this, you know, you're using that format, you will save that as my contacts in a CSV file format. And then, you know, once in that, you're doing that in Excel, then you're going to come in here, you're going to hit add people, import contacts, and you're going to select that file. So when I hit select file, this is going to my, you know, wherever I saved it. So let's say documents. So you'll see right here, I have 4 Excel spreadsheets that are in the CSV file format. So you know, so it's if I had, you know, saved 10 other Excel spreadsheets normal, they're not even going to show up. So once I save it in the CSV file format, it will show up here. And all I have to do is if I just click this in open, it will bring it'll bring in my 100 people, 500 people, you know, it'd be just one other prompt. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to bring those folks in, but so once I have created my spreadsheet, have everyone in it in the right format and save it, then I just come here again, add people, import contacts, and I've done all this. And now I'm just going to find that file that I just saved.
Stephanie, what kind of computer are you on?
HP.
I'm just curious, did you have Microsoft Excel then on your computer?
Yeah.
Did you just try this?
Yeah,
And did it,
and it won't let me save it to, CSV or whatever.
I just noticed mine when I downloaded the file, I do have Microsoft Excel, but it opened it in Numbers, which is Apple's version.
Yeah.
The CSV file, but I already have one that's all filled out
Right?
and.
No, so then you have to take the info and so you have to download the CSV file.
Yep.
And then you have to copy and paste from the one you have that's already filled out
Yeah.
into that one. You did that?
I'm not filled out. Okay, so I'm here.
So. Okay, so is this the one you did, or is this the one you downloaded?
This is the one I had downloaded a long time ago, right, and put all this stuff into the column.
Okay, so let's just try downloading. Where's Moxie? Okay, so let's just. The other one here.
Can you guys see my Excel?
We see, it says import contacts.
Okay, well, yeah, just give me a minute. I'm gonna. So this, so all I did was I opened up that CSV file. So I clicked that blue, it opened it in, you know, I have Microsoft Excel. So this is like, when I say this is the format right here. So if you have,
So in
you know,
that format, it's all filled out, but I can't get it to export.
so now you will just, if you have this in this format with 15, whatever, you'll just go to File,
Okay.
Save As, just label it something, you know, label it My Contacts, whatever. And if it didn't automatically find this CSV file, if I just click right below where I named it, you'll see these are all the options. So like normally, if you're an Excel spreadsheet, it's an Excel workbook. That's if I just open up Excel and do a little spreadsheet, that's how it's going to save it. So I'm going to click that, and I'm going to scroll down to CSV. So it says .csv. Now, if I save that, that's a file saved on your computer. Now you will go to go into Moxie Engage and select that file and bring all those folks in.
Do you know where it's saving it to? OneDrive.
Yep.
Okay. Hold on here, Wayne,
Sure.
Okay, now go back to Moxie. Okay, then select file. And then we'll find that one we just did in OneDrive. Okay, let's go back to that CSV file. Well, but no, because it's 10. So go back to that CSV file. Okay, we file. Save as. And then let's change where it's saving it to. Or then just title it contacts. And then new folder. Nope, okay, cancel that. Options. Okay, and then let's save it to like your desktop or some place you've done. Okay. Okay. Okay, now let's go back to this.
Yeah, it's these little things that are the hard part. Like, do you have all yours transferred?
I use a different one. I've used one for years.
Open, and we click open, right? After we selected.
Yep.
You did it monthly.
Import is in progress.
So one time a year.
There it is.
Times can vary.
For new people, it's $25.
Really?
Oh, for what?
The one.
Oh, what one do you use?
Guilty juggler. I've been with them for the.
How
Seven,
about
eight
take
years.
25?
In 4 months, and she gets the $3.99.
So we'll continue here to just a few more minutes within Moxie Engage, just to kind of show you, you know, once you get folks in there, that's the first step. It's a big step, but that's just the first step. So after that, You literally have to look at each person and you determine how you want to say hi to them. So, you know, some folks you might want to put on a campaign. Some folks you don't want to. Some folks should get listing announcements. So, you know, whatever that is. But you know, if you want to do it effectively, you look at each person and really like. So I'm going to just click on, you know, I'm going to click on John here, and this is my thought process here. Is all right. Who's John? How do I know him? And how do I want to say hi to him? So you'll say hi to a new buyer, different than a friend, different than a past client. You know, we just all know that, but you know your folks. So it's a matter of, you know, effectively using the CRM. So having a CRM is one thing, using it is the key. You know, it's not just getting him in there and you know, but you know, the big piece of this is once you've figured this out, like, okay, so how do I want to say hi to you? What am I going to do with you? You know, the system's going to help you. So the one thing we are not good at, and I say we, and I, you know, agents across the country, world, whatever, NAR says that we do not communicate well with our database. So, and it's true because their stats show it. You know, clients say they'll use the same agent above 90% of the time. NAR stats show that the folks use the same agent about 11% of the time. And it's because we don't consistently say, hi, I'm here if you need me. I'm still a real estate agent. Don't forget me. However you want to say that, that's what we need to say hi. That's why we should have a database. That's why all our friends, family, past clients, coworkers, whatever, that's why they should all be in it, so that we can just say hi to them in however we want. The system's not going to send them anything. It's not going to automatically send them anything. But you know, if you got 200 people in here, any given day, you could wake up and say hi to any one of them. You could send one email to all of them that just says, hey, hope all is well. You know, I'm still here, whatever, things like that. So that's the idea of actually having a database, having people in it, but also, hey, you know, how are you saying hi to them? So when you just pull up one person in here, you know, their profile comes up. Okay, so I see their profile. There's a notes section. How do you know this person? You know, maybe put the spouse's name, the kid's name, the dog's name, whatever. So you always have access to it. You know, what have they been doing? So have they opened up emails? You know, kind of just, are they engaged? This fades and saves. So I'm just going down this column on the left here. So you can create a search. So if someone's looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath in a certain zip code, you can create a search for them. If they favorite anything or save any houses, you know about it. And obviously, if you saw them favorite something or save something today, you know, maybe out of the blue sometimes, because they don't always tell us they're looking, it'll let you know. It'll show up in the to-do or the stay in touch on the first page. And obviously you would reach out to them with, hey, how's it going? And just wait for them to interact and say, oh my gosh, you know, we just started looking at houses. You know, again, they don't always tell us they're doing it, but we have the ability to get a little heads up by just setting up a search form. You know, and then the two here that you really want to focus on, you can add anyone to a group. You can add anyone to 5 groups. But if you have a group of called investors, you have a group called past clients, you have a group called church, you know, whatever, you could name any group that you want. If you put John in church group, in investor group, if I wake up this morning, see the MLS, there's a new investment property, I think it's great, I can come in here, I can grab my investor group, and I can send that listing to them in a second. I don't have to I don't have to go through my phone and go, oh my gosh, who are my investors? Like, I should send it to John. You know, if I've labeled them as investors or past client, like whatever you want to, in Moxie Engage, you can come in here, grab your investor group, and email them a listing, email them really anything you want. So that's the idea behind the groups, is you could send whatever you wanted to a group at any point. So that's kind of
can you put people in multiple groups?
Correct. Yeah. So John
Cool.
could be in church, investor, and past client. He could be in all three groups. So if I pull up past client, John's going to be a part of it. If I pull up church, John's going to be a part of it. You know, so yeah, they can be in as many groups as you want to, however you want to. You know, you could have 2 groups, you could have 50 groups. However, you know your folks, you know how you might want to group them. You know, but it's you know, you can have all those, and one person can be in one group or 50 groups. It's just, again, how, you know, how you want to group them up. You know, if you want to send a message to this group, who do you want it to go to? So you have the ability to create that.
What are you saying, Stephanie?
Well, my screen doesn't look like this, so I just didn't know what we were in.
So if you click on a contact,
Oh, okay, click on. Okay, I see now.
okay, cool.
So the next big thing, and this is set it and forget it. So if you know, and it can be big, it can be a great way to, you know, to have communication to folks. And both of these are very valuable. The unsubscribe rate is almost 0. So just kind of putting that out there. If you hit this add subscriptions, so you have an ability to add 2 subscriptions to anybody in your database. So you will remember that Alex talked about how, you know, we send just listed, just solds to the neighborhood when we get a new listing. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with that. But he talked adamantly about letting your sphere know that you just listed a property. Letting your sphere know that the property sold. Just again, just like, oh, all right, cool. You listed a house. Cool, you sold a house. Oh, gee, you know, Ashley's still an active real estate agent. And you know, that's the mentality. So, you know, we have 200 people in our sphere. Why not tell them when we listed a property? So, you know, so you literally can just hit add subscription right here under listing announcements.
You have
Just
to have an
listed,
email in for a contact, just so you
just
guys know.
listed, just sold. I mean, you wouldn't uncheck them. I wouldn't. They're both defaulted. If I just hit done here, every time I list a property and when it sells, John will get an email. Period. So that's it. So, you know, so you can just, you know, go through and I will show you real quick how you can mass subscribe. So if you got 300 people in here, you can mass subscribe them to list announcements. You don't need to click through each one. So that's a thought. But that's just, so you know, Alex will say, you know, I had 15 listings last year. I have 200 people in my database. I have a chance to say hi to those 200 people, you know, 30 times. So that's 600 communications. That, you know, he kind of did that math. And it's as simple as just adding that subscription to your database. So again, up to you. You know who you want to send it to, who you might not, but that's there. So then the database is just working for you. You list a property, you know, the next day, your 200 people got an email that reminded them that you still sell real estate. So that's the key to that one. The one I absolutely love is neighborhood news. So you can actually do a zip code. So in every market's different. You know, zip codes work for some folks. They don't work for others because it's a little more, you know, I need to get a little more detailed. So if you just wanted to set up John on a zip code, it's like, if I click this, I put in a zip code here and hit done, and John gets a neighborhood news. Period. That simple. I could, if I wanted to, do a targeted search. So this is actually going to pull up the map that you saw, hopefully, in when we were in Moxie Present. It's going to look similar to it. I think it's thinking here. No, maybe. This is simply a map where I can pinpoint. I can get down to pinpoint a street if I want to. I can draw a circle like I drew in Moxie Present. I can say, hey, send this person this zip code, houses between 200 and 300, so basically you're doing getting it customized by doing a search. So it just took a second, but so this is setting up a neighborhood news, and I decide, this is for John. John, I want this to be very specific. He really wants to know what's happening in Bethany. So you could pull up details on it. You could do the same search that we saw. You can, anytime you see this draw button, you can hit quick draw a circle. If in the neighborhood news, if anything happens in that circle, John's going to know about it. If a house gets listed, if a house sells, whatever happens in the MLS is going to be a part of John's neighborhood news. So again, that's customizing it. If you just want to get one out there to folks, do the zip code. So in this case, I use John DeCurtains. He's one of our top agents. He's got probably 100 and I think he maybe 130 people on neighborhood news. He gets, first of all, the open rate for neighborhood news across for everyone that uses Moxie is above 80%. So unsubscribe rate is almost zero. So, if you send out 100 emails, if I just went right now and sent 100 emails that said, I don't know, whether it was a campaign or I just sent a generic email, the average open rate's about 6 or 7%. So if I sent 100, I'd get 6 or 7 people that would open it. Neighborhood news, because it's value about their home, it's putting a value to their house, it's letting them know what's happening with their neighbors, the open rate's above 80%. So just think about, when we email something, it needs to be value. People unsubscribe if you send, hey, it's spring, time to clean your gutters out. That's an unsubscribe nightmare. So open rate above 80% for something that you can assign to someone in seconds is a huge piece to this neighborhood news. So real quick, I'm going to go back to my people and talking about, putting folks in groups or things that you can do. So you uploaded 200 people in here and wanted to put every single one of them on the listing announcements. So every single one would get, when you listed a property and when you sold it. If I just hit select all for all your people, so all my people are selected, like up here, you can kind of see like, okay, what do I want to do? So there's a categorize wizard, but if I just hit this add to, you can see that if I click listing announcements, every single person in my database will be assigned listing announcements. Period. So I could end it there. If I wanted to, I could actually assign everyone a neighborhood news. So now the difference with neighborhood news is everyone's going to get either the same search area. So if you wanted to customize that, you might want to go person by person. But if you're like, hey, look, let me just start with this zip code. By the way, John's folks that are getting it and loving it, they're changing it. They have the ability to adjust the search, change the zip code, all of it. And he's finding that they are actually doing that. They get it and they're like, oh, let me check this out. And so you put in, if you wanted to just do it and get him on a zip code, they have the full ability to change that zip code, adjust it, whatever. So so just a thought, but it's either person by person for the neighborhood news if you want to customize it, but you have the ability to quick assign all 200 people, however many people you have in your database. Same thing with campaigns. So if you had a campaign that you loved or you built or whatever, you have the ability to just assign folks as a whole. So so it's again kind of a quick version of Moxie Engage, but if you have a database that you're actually using, I don't care which, I don't care if you're using something else. The fact that you're using it is beautiful. But if you're not, we are losing money. So we're going to miss someone. We're going to forget to say hi to someone. Someone's going to forget us. So the idea is, you know, take some time, build your database, get them in here, and then let the system help you say hi to folks. So that's the whole idea of a database in general. So whatever you use, you know, if you're using it and actually saying hi to folks in ways that are valuable, like neighborhood news or something that's showing value, sending MLS stats, you know, something like that, you know, we're just going to lose out. So, you know, think about that. And, you know, if you don't, it's okay. That NAR says that above 60% of real estate agents don't have a database. So if you happen to be one of them, it's fine. Just, you know, just start building it today. And if you know, set a goal for, you know, the end of August to have it, you know, put together or whatever, however long you want to do it. Because, you know, if you haven't and you start thinking about it, you know, it's can be a little overwhelming. You know, to think, oh my gosh, all these people everywhere. I need, you know, I want to get all the info. I want to do this right. But think 3 months from now, if you have 200 people in here that are getting a neighborhood news, you know, you're going to be in much better, you know, in a situation for years to come at that point. So
When it emails out, does it show like your ERA address on it, or does it say it's coming from MoxiWorks?
It has, you know, the email will say your name, and you guys, you know, I would say this in Zap or you know, like add yourself in here, put yourself on a neighborhood news, put yourself on, you know, like don't be afraid to test it out. You know, send one email to you know, to folk, you know, to you and oh, okay, so that's how it looks. That's what the neighborhood news looks like. You know, like we want to make sure, you know, you're comfortable with what you're, you know, I mean, it's professionally done. It's not that, but you know, definitely, you know, would encourage you to add yourself and, you know, check it out from there. But I mean, the subject line, or I guess the from per, you know, is your name. So.
Well, I know you were talking about the open rate for one of your guys is fairly good. I just wonder if it's coming into junk mail or not too, so.
Yeah, no, I mean,
And I don't go into my junk and they say from, neighborhood news from staff, and it looks like it's from her. It's not like really professional. Spammy. It doesn't look spammy.
yeah, no, I mean, yeah, that, you know, the way they're sent. So when it sends, you know, if I went in here and sent 200 people an email, obviously we know that it, you know, it doesn't send them all at once. You know, it doesn't show, you know, they each go individually, and Moxie, like any good CRM, is, you know, does the best to send them at the right. So if you send 200, it might send 20, and then I don't know the timing, but let's say 30 seconds later, it'll send 20 more, you know, so the system, you know, like Gmail wouldn't see like, oh my gosh, all these emails coming through, they're junk, you know, and then throw them. So they work hard at figuring out how to, you know, beat the spam system. I'm not saying, you know, that it might not, maybe to go to spam, you know, I don't know.
Sure.
But overall, you know, we have I'm on so many agents, neighborhood news and stuff. And I mean, I always just get them. I haven't checked my spam, but when I do, I don't see any. So, you know, I think overall, you know, it's a good process.
Did you say already to do more than zip code?
Did you say, Wayne, when you put in by zip code, can you put in more than one zip code?
No, you can set them up on 2 if you want, but it's one zip code.
But you could, so I saw in the map, one of the options was like draw multiple, I think it was.
Yeah.
And
So
so
yeah, in the map you can
do-
draw, yeah, you can do multiple circles. So if you wanted to, you know, to where I just hand drew the circle, you know, in that map, there's a, you know, there's a radius. So if someone said, I want to, you know, if you want a radius of a mile from their house or 2 miles from their house, something like, so there's a lot of choices. You know, I just always kind of do that quick draw where I can just draw a circle and you know, sort of get the point. So once you play around with that, you'll see
Bye,
that,
Jane.
that, you know, there's different ways to do that search.
Do you, have you sent yours?
I wonder if you, sorry to just interject, Brenda, I wonder if you could zoom out far enough to, like, if you wanted to do Newcastle and Upton,
You all know these?
you'd have to just play with that, but
I mean, you can zoom into that and circle one street if you wanted to.
how far out can you zoom?
It really as far as you wanted.
Okay, just
mean,
wondering,
you
so
know-
like for us, if we had someone looking for Newcastle, which is about an hour and a half away, and Upton, which is about an hour away, give or take, like, could you zoom out far enough and then draw and select?
Like our
You know.
area Wayne versus yours is much more sparse, if you remember.
Yeah, yeah.
We work
So, I mean-
anywhere 100-mile radius.
Yeah, I mean, you have access to everything that your MLS offers. So
That's how you could.
like you can
choose
you can
to-
scroll out and circle in Cincy, but you know, you're not, you know, obviously you wouldn't do that, but like you have full access to everything your MLS does. So you know, and I know that's like you said that, you know, that's a, you know, 150, whatever the mileage is. So you can zoom out as much as you want.
Bye, Nicole.
But I guess the thought is neighborhood news. I didn't think about that. The thought is neighborhood news, so we just kind of do their subdivision.
Well, no, I think it's meant to do whatever neighborhood can be whatever you want
Mine
it to
let me
be.
in for a while, so I just kind of give up.
So if you did have someone looking, or you had someone who had sold in, you know, or bought in Upton, but you think, gosh, they might like to know what's going on over in Newcastle just because it's close by, you could choose those. I mean, just kind of tailor it to whatever that person wants.
Yeah, I mean that, you know, so the when I first thought neighborhood news, I'm thinking, well, I'm, you know, a homeowner, you know, because it's kind of saying like, you know, hey, these are homes that are, you know, there's the market activity happening near your home. That's kind of,
Mhm.
you know, that's the core. And really the email is really good. So like, you know, it's like, here's what's happening. And then it talks about, you know, like refinancing, like, you know, it's a good email you know, to send out, but you can also
Guys, hold on a
use
minute.
it for, you know, somebody that's looking to buy somewhere. Like, hey, I mean, it's just a way to, you know, kind of keep someone posted on what's happening in this zip code in this neighborhood. Obviously, you can do a listing alert, but it's, you know, it's just a, you know, so you can really use it across the board. Like, really, everyone could be sort of set, even if they're renting, you know, like, well, maybe they want to
Yeah.
buy, you know, so it's kind of a wide open piece now that I've thought about it and have been working with them and things. It's like everyone should have one. Like, you know, I mean, they'll unsubscribe if they don't want it, and they have the ability to change the search, add a certain, you know, whatever. You know, and if
Oh,
they're
that's true.
interested, believe
Yeah,
me,
they-
they'll do it. So
Awesome. Okay.
so I know we're over. I appreciate you guys hanging. So I'm going to kind of quick go through and press because I really want to
Okay.
show it to you, and then just mention website. But I'm going to say that we are doing a full. Well, I say full. I think we're going to do like 45 minutes on the website at your office meeting on July 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll touch on the website, talk about it. You guys can, if you haven't, certainly I want you to start looking at it. But let me show you Impress real quick. So
Okay.
Impress is the fourth part or one of the four, and Impress is all about marketing. So again, connected to the MLS, you can actually go find other listings in the MLS, even if they're not yours. If you have a, you know, someone in your office that has a listing and you're going to do an open house, or, you know, they're allowing you to share it. So it comes to this page and this is what you can do. So there's templates there. You can create a brochure, an e-postcard. So it's like an electronic postcard, flyers, postcards, and social media. So again, completely connected to the MLS. So if you have a listing, it will show up. And I'm just going to quick grab social media. Just, you know, obviously you can click around in this, but when I grab social media, there are 6 pages of choices, and they are either Facebook or Instagram already created, designed, the right size. You don't need to recreate them. Again, some folks use other platforms and you might use Canva or whatever. That's fine. Again, I just want to show you because it's connected to the MLS, and if you have a listing, it will show up. You know, you can do under contract, open house, price improvements, you know, and then just, you know, kind of go through. There's even, you know, just additional social postings. You just grab this and you can post it. So, you know, obviously if you grab this, and select it. If once I chose a listing, whether I was, you know, whether I had one and grabbed it or created one, you know, everything is standard. You can change it if you want, but this is how it's going to look. It's actually going to grab the first picture from the MLS. So as long as you like that, you know, but you can change it if you want. You can add a additional picture, whatever. You know, but just kind of wanted to show you just how easy it is to, you know, these are, again, the right size, the right everything designed like this. And, you know, you click, you grab the listing, you click, and you don't change anything. You're good with the way the beds, the baths, the picture looks. You can have this created in 30 seconds, you know, any one of these. And in the same with any one of these, the brochure, the postcard. So, and again, you do a brochure or a flyer, you can download the PDF and print it. You can download it and then take it to a local shop to have printed, or it's directly connected to Express Docs, which is just a partner with ERA. So, you know, you can have them printed with Express Docs and mailed to you, or you can have them, let's say you were going to do a postcard. You know, you can use Express Docs and upload a database to send them out to. You can say, hey, send out 100 of them around 123 Main Street. So like a just listed, just sold postcard. So again, just an option, but connected to the MLS. So your listings are right there, your pictures, all the data from the house will be, you know, just automatically put into whatever you create here. So I would just say, you know, log in here, check out the flyers, you know, check out the different, you know, what do they look like? Do I like them? Would I use one of them? 8 pages of flyers from, you know, open houses to just listed to just solds, 1 picture to 3 pictures, you know, whatever. But pretty cool. Just wanted to make sure you guys, you know, saw that and just know that Moxie Impress, you know, exist. This and Moxie Present, if you create a flyer or a postcard or a, you know, just in one of the social media posts, it will remember every single one. So as you saw, if you remember back to my Present, I just got a bunch of tests on there. Like, you know, every single one is saved and is live. You can create something now, in a month, go to that same presentation, or in this case, a marketing piece. If the pictures changed, if the prices changed, if the comps have changed, it will update all of it and is still relevant. So think about that. You know, if you got, you know, if you have someone that says, hey, I'm thinking about listing, and you know, you do a CMA for them, and a month later they haven't listed yet, you literally go in there and just click the same presentation and it will update everything, and you can send it to them like you just created it. So just remember, you know, and you'll see, just create new project, edit existing project. So it just keeps track of all of them.
Hey, Wayne,
Yes.
can you upload something you created to be kept on here?
Yeah, you can. Yep.
Okay, where did I?
You know what? Let me. I don't know that I've done it.
Have you seen this in listening to Kenny
I'm trying to think. I think if you.
in the private remarks? No. Realtors agency cooperation is $4,000 for buyers, and intermediary is $1,000, and an intermediary $1,000 for a customer relationship.
I didn't.
I'm gonna do a little.
Your what?
I'm gonna do a. I'm gonna do a little playing around with it and figure out how
Okay.
to. I haven't. I know you. I know you can. I don't know if I've ever done it or haven't done it in a while. So I'll do that. And then I'll either create a little video or send you a message on how to do it. So
Perfect. All right.
yeah, you can upload your own. So, and I'll probably,
Okay.
if I click around, I'd find it, but I won't bore you with me just clicking around trying to.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. So any questions? Again, maybe a quicker little stint, but any questions on Impress? It's really,
Oh,
you can't break it, just like any of the other, we tried earlier, but you can't break it. So, click around. Again, you may have a different platform that, I don't know, you create stuff on, that's fine. But just wanted to make sure you guys knew, and the connection to the MLS is obviously pretty cool. So all the data just imports.
yeah, I have not played around that much. Obviously, I didn't know all of that, like that stuff in Impress was all there. And so that's really cool. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. And again, like I said earlier, I'm going to quick talk about websites and then I'll let you guys go. But we will do a full website session. But you guys ever want a deeper dive into any of these down the road, we can certainly make it work.
Okay.
So real quick, when I go to my website, so I am actually very curious. Have you guys checked out the my website piece? Or have you done your website? I guess that's the big key.
Uh-oh, mine says our website is
Yeah,
temporarily unavailable.
I wonder if
I have not done a good job of my own website, but I did the office one and it's
okay.
almost too much customization. Like
Yeah. Well,
it's great. It's awesome, but my goodness, like you can tailor everything.
yeah, you can. The way we're going to do it on Tuesday, the 23rd is I'm going to show you if you have your biography and your headshot or if you have those, I'm going to show you in like 35 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes to have your website perfect. And you
Oh,
can
great.
customize it beyond that if you want, but the fact is, so just what, I'm going to see if this loads, but it's really just a matter of letting you guys know that that the Moxie website is your website. It is the ERA website. So if you haven't done anything with it yet, folks have probably found it. It's the first thing that comes up if you Google yourself, it will be your ERA Moxie website or a contact page. So if your headshot's wrong, if your biography hasn't been uploaded, if your phone numbers, there's a lot that happens there. So we're just gonna, we're gonna log in. I'm gonna show you probably 4 things for you to either update or make sure that are good. And then basically I'll say, hey, your website's great. Because first of all, it's connected to the MLS, full IDX feed, so they can search anywhere in the world. So, so that's the one thing. But just so you guys know, ERA.com under the Moxie platform, their traffic is up over 300%. So they don't, ERA.com doesn't mean anything to a buyer. They're going to look, if they're looking for a house, they are going to get to the brokerage and then an agent, period. So, with their traffic up 300%, tells me that folks are getting to our agents' websites. So, so we definitely want to get in there and tweak it and, just make it look attractive. But again, I'm going to basically show you how to do that on Tuesday, the 23rd in our 45 minutes. And it shouldn't take you much longer than that if you just right after that do it on your own. It's pretty simple to make it look very, I mean, it's designed, you don't have to do a whole bunch if you don't want to, but it will but having a picture and a biography, we got one shot to grab a person if they find our website, whether we send it to them or they Google us and find it. We have one chance to get that person to not leave. And if they do, we won't ever see them again. So it's just a matter of updating it just enough so that we attract them and keep them. and maybe they ask us a question. That would be obviously an ideal situation, but knowing the traffic at the corporate level is increasing is a bonus for us, and it finally loaded. So real quick, if anyone wants to kind of get a little head start, before the 23rd, this is the website tool. So it's the back office piece. So you have complete control over your website. You don't need to let someone know, hey, I want to change the background picture, or I want to change this. So, this is the page we'll focus on the 23rd. And really the only page I'm going to tell you to go to, even if you wanted to just take a peek at it prior, is this personalize your homepage. If you hit go there, I expected it to actually go there, but seriously, that page, and that's the page we're gonna focus on in literally in a half an hour or 45 minutes. You're gonna have 3 or 4 things to do that you'd be proud to share your website after those 3 or 4 things are done. And then if, like I said, there are a lot of, like Ashley said, there's a lot of stuff that you can do to, man, your website could be just lights out if you want to take it that far. And we'll talk about it, but we're going to just show the basics.
Hey, Wayne, before you go, I have a question on a different area that you might know how to get to.
Sure.
Our client reviews our ERA surveys that get sent out by ERA corporate, where do we find those at?
Yep. Let me go. Oh, I got logged out. You can see leverage, right?
Yep.
Okay. So if you just go to, there's actually a few places that you can find it, but if you go to agent tool, oops.
Okay.
Use the survey, and then just go down to reputation management.
Okay.
Let me see if this actually gets me there. So here's where they will, like, you can, mine's part of the whole company, but if you can do a search for any of these. So
Okay, so
Agent tools.
Agent tools,
agent tools, reputation
management.
management.
okay, where did you go from there?
It came right to this page, or it should.
Mine just went into where.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Wait, I did click. Hold on. Let me see if I can get back to it. I clicked log into the survey app. So if you just scroll down. Just hopefully you see that.
Okay.
And then this page comes up, and again, if you're looking at the default is year to date. So if that's cool, just hit search. But you can do completed surveys, view all surveys, so you can choose behind, and this will tell you like what if it was sent, when it was sent, if it was completed, that type of thing.
Mine is not popping up.
Mine's slow, so like you'll see
Mine
here.
is like colored, mine with like 2 of them are red and then the rest are blue, so.
That's how mine are.
Search once and then hit search and then go down.
Yeah, so you'll see here, March, May, when it was sold, and this one was completed. So you have the ability, when you see yours, let's say, this William Brown. Like if I click on that, you can actually resend it. So you can change the name, or change the email maybe, or whatever. So if you kind of wanted to, like, hey, I want a chance to win Jim Jackson. So this is what it's based on. So what I would do, and what I would do, when I did when I would just let the person know. You know, I'd be like, hey, I know you're busy, but you know, I'd love it if you took a minute to fill out this survey. But also if I was resending it, I would also reach out to them, maybe a text or call, whatever, good chance to call someone, but and then resend it. So you have the ability to go through your database and you know, just get basically there's two things with Jim Jackson, or you just want to use them on your social. It's you know, just your obviously your overall rate, but it's really the completion rate. Like if you send out 50 and get 2, you know, but if you send out 50 and get 30, you know, you got a great, you know, a great completion rate. So that's
How do
kind
you
of
export and put it in a Excel spreadsheet form.
well, it's all automated, so you have to send a link to them. So if that's what you mean, like that, you know, when you say resend, like I don't see the survey, I don't see it. Like I have a chance to see like what they said when it comes back, but you know, for me to get it, for them to fill it out and me to get it back, it's just through this link, so that obviously, you know, the answers are true and I didn't just write it myself, you know, that type of thing. So. But
Is
if you
that
guys
what
want
you're
to,
asking?
if you guys will give me 2 seconds, I'll actually show you that if you do those and actually want them to post on your social automatically when they come back. So if you're ever scrolling, you know, social and you're friends with an ER agent, whether they're in your office or maybe another ER agent, and you see like you know, basically a 5-star post in from someone. If you go up to this in Leverage, if you go to marketing and then social media,
Hold on,
Hold on.
hold on.
hold
So
on.
go to marketing.
hey, I keep you guys here all day if you want to know. That's
Okay.
why we're doing this though. So we actually have a list of things, but this will all kind of play into it as well. So under marketing, social media, and then just go to Video Buzz. And we do have a whole hour on Video Buzz. Real quick. It's in September, but you know, obviously I'll show you guys quick. So log into your dashboard.
I have gotten some emails from that, but I couldn't click on it to see what it was. I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, we're around here, what your comments?
So
Right.
he's taking us to show us how to put the
The
surveys.
first thing it's going to want you to do is make sure your Facebook's connected. So if you have not done that, do it. I'm just going to hit skip for now, if I can.
I assume if it doesn't say that connect to Facebook thing, we're already connected.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it'll tell you in the next step. I'm hoping I can. Really don't want to. Oh, I'm all blocked up. I don't even know if I can. Oh, there we go. I really don't want to.
So we went marketing, social media, Video Buzz, and then click into it. So where did you go from there? 'Cause I
Yeah,
got
so
my-
here's the
in the
dashboard.
Okay.
So you'll actually see this automation button. So when I
Okay.
kind of hover over it, first of all, this is an awesome platform. So if you haven't checked it out, check out listings, check out your dashboard. But when you go to this automation, you'll actually be able to, like, so your client reviews are right here. So if your Facebook is connected, you will be
Uh-oh,
able
Wayne, we
to-
can't hear you now all of a sudden. Hold on here. It cut out the sound. Let me. Oh, we didn't change anything,
That's weird. Can you hear me or not?
but you're still muted.
Your
Can you hear us?
automation.
I can.
Automation.
Yeah,
Huh.
Um,
I think I have his phone number.
Well, I have his number. I'm just curious where the hell the sound just cut off to. This is weird. Okay, well, I turned up the volume on the computer. Let's try that.
okay. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So it won't let me because I'm in this platform. I'm just an overall manager. But
Uh-huh.
so if you go to automation
Yep.
and then client reviews. If, once or if your Facebook is connected, you can choose to automatically, it'll just say turn on client reviews. So if you get one back, it will put it in that little box. They only choose bonus. They will only post 5 stars. So if you happen to get a 1, it will not get posted.
That's nice.
It'll show up, ERA knows you got a, like, everyone knows you got a 1, but it's not going to post, they're not going to be like, oh, let me grab this 1 and put it out there for, so only grabs 5s. And then, but if you come in here, you will actually see all of them, and you can set it to post manually if you want, but it'll also offer you to set it automatically. And then if you get one back, it'll post on your social.
I have a quick question. Okay, so it turns out I do not have my account linked. It brings up my personal account, which my business account is linked to. I didn't know
I
if
was
you,
worried it was gonna post it on my personal and not my business.
right, yeah, I want it on my, I just didn't know if I need to try and like log in as my business account or.
Yeah. In all honesty, Video Buzz is a third-party platform. Their help desk is really good. So, if you ask, I'm trying to think, maybe under resources, actually just did a Video Buzz session with someone from Video Buzz, and I think I'm going to try to bring him on when we do our session, but he just, yeah. So I just hit resources.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is support. So you can just fill this out.
Oh,
And,
okay.
and if you just ask them like, hey, I want to connect my, my business account, they'll reach right out. So.
Okay. Perfect.
So it's pretty good to do that. So. But yeah, so I mean, this Video Buzz, like, just another 2 seconds here. Like, you click on listings, this'll maybe.
So if you have a whole bunch that you just went through and approved, they won't all post today, will they? They'll.
Well,
right.
yeah, I actually don't know how they would sort of gauge that. I mean, you'd look like a hero today. So, yeah, I honestly, I don't know if they would just, hammer them all out, or they'd realize, gee, they just approved 10 or 5 or whatever. We should, spread them out. I'm not 100% sure. But real quick, again, we're going to do a session, but it'll be in September. I just clicked the listings button on the left. This would just show your listings. You can detail edit. There's a branded, unbranded little video tour. You can share your listing now. So analytics. So if you click the analytics, it'll great report. I mean, look at it, and sometimes it's a great report to send to a seller, because it'll show how many clicks it received on Zillow and on Realtor, things like that. So that can be good. Sometimes if the stats aren't the greatest, you might not want to send it, but it's just a great page. There's a lot of automation. So in that automation, you can actually set up, if you get a new listing, it'll automatically post to your, to your social. There's just a lot. So.
Yeah.
So.
Cool.
I guess a quick little bonus into Video Buzz. But yeah, so if you guys, aside from the delay with the MoxiWorks to start, hopefully it was valuable for you guys. And if you have any questions, obviously Ashley's there, and Josh's as well. But you guys can reach out to me. Ashley, you can give them my info if you want, or if they come to you first, whatever. So you guys kind of, you have full access to me. So whatever you need or whatever I can help with. I will be working with Ashley on some of your setup in Dash, things like that. There's some little quirks that I've learned. And so if you see anything, if something's not working, don't get frustrated. Just let us know, because I'm sure that I can, hopefully, update something, fix something, push something through. But the idea is for you guys to be clicking around and getting, sort of loving it and hopefully making it work for you too. So.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Wayne.
Yeah, absolutely. So I did record this. You'll have to let anyone know that actually does watch it that, we had a little hiccup, so they'll have to kind of deal with that. But I'll as soon as it goes through the system, I'll put it in YouTube and then send it to you. So.
Awesome.
All
What do you
right.
think, Melissa?
I want a copy of it, please, so I can. send it
Oh,
to
yeah,
Maddie.
yep.
Yeah,
right.
no, I'll send it. Yeah, I'll send it to Ashley, and then she'll send it out, and we're going to come up with an option or some place to store these recordings and for communication with you guys. So, so hopefully it's a little bit easier for everyone to sort of be connected and help each other, or get done what you need for sure. So.
Okay, sweet.
Awesome. Great first session besides the hiccup, but otherwise we will see you Tuesday, the 23rd, which is your meeting time. And then actually we do a 25th, your normal. So 23rd and 25th, we have back-to-back sessions. So if you guys need anything, let me know.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Wayne. I will call you here in just a second.
Okay. Yeah, no, that works.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. All right.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care, everyone.
See you, Wayne.